everyone, we are back. Hopefully this Christmas tree is not going to be too crazy for everybody.
Wash us all out.
Welcome back to our update video.
Hello.
It is, what is it,
I
January?
have no idea.
It's sometime in January.
The whole month's almost gone. No,
but it kind of seems like it. So we are back with a health update today. Where do you want to start?
Well, I know how everyone always says, "You look so good. Oh my God, I can't believe how great you look." My insides don't reflect that.
Fair.
So we had our open house January 1st. No, we didn't have it January. December something, 30th.
30th, yeah.
Right around there. And then I was having
Heart palpitations.
Heart palpitations New Year's Day. And it was something, like I always say to everyone, you think I look good, but if you live with me for more than 3 days, you'll know. Like, I can't get through, like, the whole week without something not feeling quite right. So this time it was New Year's Day. And it was probably for about 3 or 4 hours. My heart rate was like 165, 155, sitting down on the couch, not doing anything.
Yeah.
But then it went away. And I've been having it, but it was coming more and more
frequently. Yeah.
So I was just trying to get through Christmas before before saying anything, because I just really didn't want to go to the hospital. And then 3 days later, maybe Thursday, Thursday night at 2:00 in the morning, my heart woke me up. It was like 165, 170, whatever. It was a lot.
Yeah, that was the 4th into the 5th of January.
And sleeping,
yeah.
And I had usually I wasn't going to bed early because I've been on prednisone, and I'm like, I hate going up to bed and just
lying awake. Yeah.
Like staring at the ceiling thinking of when I'm going to go to sleep. But this night I was like, I'm exhausted. And so I went up to bed at like 12, fell asleep until I was rudely awakened at 2:00. Rudely, I say. And so I'm like, I can't just lay here and think about this. So I watched a movie on Netflix on my phone for 2 hours, and it still didn't go away. And I was like, oh my God. So I woke Rick up and I said, please take me downstairs, because, I had fallen off the bottom step at one point during the night, so I wasn't going to take any chances.
Mm-hmm. That was smart.
Yeah. So we went down and sat here at 4:30, and I took a metropolol, which is one of the pills that I have in my arsenal of pills. That's for irregular heartbeat. It didn't work. And so it went down from anywhere between like 145 to 155. But from 4:30 till 1:00 in the afternoon, it was doing that.
Yeah. Was it that late? Because you guys called me. I thought it was in the morning on Friday.
It was still that.
Okay.
We did call you in the morning on Friday, but we didn't go to the hospital until after
the
1.
Afternoon. Okay. Yeah.
So we got we called the doctor's office, my cancer doctor's office, and the nurse called us back, and she's like, you're not going to like this, but you can't really come to the office. You really have to go to the emergency room.
Right. Well, you were supposed to have an infusion that day.
Yeah, that was...
So that was part of why you were trying to figure out, could you go to your infusion or not? They said, no, cancel the infusion. So I called and canceled the infusion, and then you guys packed up.
Yeah, and we left. And then, of course, like any good car, when you go to the garage, my car stopped making noise. So, it went back down to
yeah, your heart rate was
it was
fine
in
once
the
you got
like
there.
120s or something, whatever.
Yeah.
But I felt like a queen, actually. I thought it was going to be the most nightmare situation.
Yeah, it was a bad week at the hospital. So I had said, if you don't have to come in, don't come in, but see what Dr. Lynn's office
So
says.
they called ahead for
Yeah,
me.
which was good.
So they called ahead and said I had this heart problem. And then, so Rick was parking the car. They gave me my bracelet. They sat me down. By the time he came in, they called my name. We went in to do like the registration stuff.
Yep.
In registration,
Right back into urgent.
The girl came to do the EKG to find me because we weren't answering. So like we were in the registration.
Wow.
So she pulled us out of there and did the EKG, and she's like, you're going to have to go back and sit in there. It could be a little while. And so we no sooner get there, we get a seat over there, and they called my name and said, you're going to urgent care. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Not urgent care. Urgent is a part of the emergency department.
Whatever.
Not urgent care is like where you go if you think you have COVID or something. You were in the emergency room.
Yeah. But
just so it's not confusing for other people. Urgent is like a step down from acute, which is the highest level where the trauma patients go.
Yeah.
In the emergency department, acute is the
But it wasn't the lobby where I thought I was going to be waiting.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going to be. Right.
Pulled me right away. So now I think I'm dying because, like, okay, right boom, 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 boom. They must have found something on that they made me, fast-tracked me. And so then we get to the urgent care, and they're like, there's people, when I tell you, they're around the whole of the nurses' station. The whole area is filled.
The patients in stretchers in the hallway, which is a common occurrence, unfortunately.
Yeah. So they're like, can you just step back? Because we have to get some rooms ready and whatever. So not thinking it's going to be for me because I just got there. And then 2 minutes later, they're like, okay, come in here. And I thought, again, I'm just moving out of the way till they get me a bed. And nope.
That was your
room. That was my room.
Yeah.
And so then Jen's friend came down. And I'm like, did you do this? Because, he's like, I swear to God I didn't. I'm like, for real? He goes, I didn't do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
No, I did. It took a while. He was in meetings. So by the time I actually got a hold of him, yeah, you were definitely in the room already by then.
Yeah. So. And so I was on, the machines and everything. And then they were like, well, we're going to keep you. We're going to go put your name in for a bed. It's going to be a while. So, and by this time, it was 10 o'clock at night. Now, Rick had been here the whole day. And I said to him, why don't you just take me to the bathroom? Because you had to go by all of those people in the hallway. And then take me back. And then you go home.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no. I go, no, really. You need to do that. You've been here forever.
Yeah. And you had woken him up at 4 a.m, right? So it was a long day.
And you're only going to get me upstairs, and they're going to ask me questions and do all the stuff. And we've done this already 100 times. Just go home. You need to go home. And you still have to drive, and you're tired.
Yeah.
So we leave. He goes, okay. So he leaves. We start to walk to go to the bathroom, and we hear, are you kidding me? She already got a bed? And so I look at Dad and I go, that can't be.
I couldn't believe you got a bed that night.
That can't be us. And he's like, no. And so we go to the bathroom. We come back and she goes, oh, it's a good thing you're back. They got you a bed. I'm like,
I know. I didn't call anybody about that either.
It was crazy. Yeah. Well, I was there for 4 days. Yeah. So they did monitors. Well, it did my heart. I'm still on one that you take home. I don't know if you can. It's a Zio patch or Zio or Bio patch, something like that. Mm-hmm. You wear it for 2 weeks when you get home to see if there's any other activity. And if you have some, you push it and you mark it down and you send it all back. But they had me hooked up to a battery one there.
The portable monitor.
Yeah. And so all my numbers went to 125, which wasn't real. That's not high for me, really. It wasn't.
It's not the same as the incidents that you were having weren't like that.
But my heart was pounding like outside of my chest. That they knew it, and they all came running. And then they hardwired me. Now I'm like,
right.
I don't know what the difference is in the two, but they hardwired me to the machine, and so if I had to get up, I had to, call them and do all that stuff. So, what they said from what they saw was that there's different types of, I don't remember what it's called. There's bad and there's good, and so.
The different kinds of arrhythmias.
Yes. And so mine was the good kind.
Yeah.
It was, even though my numbers were high, it wasn't the kind that I was going to have a heart attack, or they couldn't guarantee a stroke, but I wasn't going to have a heart attack from it. It was okay for it to be in, I can't think of what the name of it is, but, let's see if I write it down. And so, even though they were high, they were still straight across. Like, it didn't go like, making those big curvy lines and all that.
Yeah.
The only thing they couldn't say was like a stroke. That would be because the valve wasn't working properly and a blood clot could shoot out somewhere and go to my brain. But they did all the x-rays and everything for that and a CAT scan for that. And there were no blood clots showing. So they, couldn't say that there wasn't one, but they really felt like there wasn't one.
Right.
And then, but with those CAT scans, they saw something else. And so we did my regular CAT scan early, and unfortunately on Wednesday it showed that my cancer in my lung, my right lung, which was the one that had the small cell lung cancer, was back. And I knew that, and I had told Trish that, when we were away, I said, I feel it. I feel it. Like, I was telling everyone, like, I either have to lean this way so my back doesn't hurt, or I have to
slouch back like you are
lean
now.
all the way back. And in November, I had talked to Dr. Lynn, and I had said this same thing. And I said, but I think it's being masked by the prednisone. And that I'm not really feeling it because that is helping. Yeah. And she's like, well, sometimes your body's smarter than the scans. In November, it didn't show anything on the scans. Mm-hmm. But it hurt me. I could feel it. Mm-hmm. And so now it showed. And it's right near my spine, in my lining of the lungs. 2 of them there. And then the other 2 that are predominant, one is back on my 7th rib at where we started this whole journey out, where it had broke my rib. My rib is still intact right now, but I have a tumor here. And then when I lay on my right side, I think I even told you, it hurt like laying in bed on this side. Well, there is a tumor here on the right side. And so, because of that, they moved up they scheduled a PET scan, and they scheduled
your
MRI for my brain. And so, those were both supposed to be on Thursday, but they ended up getting a spot for me Wednesday morning. Is that correct?
For the PET scan?
Yeah. Or is it Thursday? Wednesday. Well, anyways, so it was the day before it was supposed to be.
You got it on Tuesday and then went home, and then Wednesday you had to go back for your MRI for your brain, okay. And then Thursday we saw Dr.
Tuesday
Lynn.
I got the PET scan, which was supposed to be on Wednesday, but
and that's why you were still admitted,
right? And so they did that, and we didn't get the results of that then at all. So nothing more than we knew, but we at least had the test. Then I got booted out of the hospital, literally booted out of the hospital. It wasn't a very pleasant, I had such a wonderful intake experience. My exit was horrible. If I get the strength, I will be telling them about it, because it was not anything that should ever happen to anyone. So I came home, and the next day...
You went back Wednesday morning for your MRI.
We went back, and then came home, and then Thursday we had our meeting with Dr. Lynn. But Wednesday night, the MRI report came up, and that was not good at all. And there were 10 tumors in my brain. And so I said to Rick, we can't have the kids get blindsided with this tomorrow. I mean, they need to look at it, they need to see what they want to ask or feel or have a mental breakdown and get over it, and then do, but we can't just spring that on them tomorrow, because that's just a lot.
Yeah, so you guys texted us the night before.
Yeah. And even in, like when Dr. Lynn was in my hospital room and she said that I had these 2 tumors there on my spine, in my lungs, I just started crying. And she's hugging me, and she goes, you can cry today, but you need to be Diane tomorrow.
You didn't tell me that part. She's pretty awesome.
And I'm like, I don't know if I can. Like, this is a lot. So, I needed a little more than that time after seeing all that. And,
I don't think she literally meant tomorrow.
Yeah. But that's because everybody thinks I'm so strong, But what else the hell am I supposed to do?
You are strong, but it also, you don't have to be strong every moment.
No. So the deal is this. It sucks. That's the deal.
Yeah.
So she said that we don't have, we're supposed to get a biopsy. She was going to start my treatment back on the same one that I had before.
The chemotherapy regimen that you were on before.
So 3 days on, 3 weeks off. 3 days on, 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
So right now what they're going to do is the 3 days on, 3 weeks off, 3 days on, and then scan me. And then if this didn't do anything in my brain, then we have to go to radiation oncology and talk to my good friend, Dr. Henning Willers, that I worked for. And we will probably have to start a course of radiation.
And even if the chemo does work on your brain, you still may need to have radiation.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like I'm going to have to have it.
I mean, she made it seem more likely than not. That's what will happen. But we don't know.
So the biopsy thing was like, we were talking about what was the problems and what were, and I'm like, well, the worst part was the biopsy because, it killed me. You had to lay flat on your back for, 3 hours with this thing on you and not move. And, anytime you moved, they came in and said, don't move, and, checked you. And it was, terrorizing. And so she, after listening to, different things, she piped in and she said, well, you know what? I'm going to treat you anyways. I'm starting treatment early. I don't need the diagnosis. If we do this for the month and it doesn't change anything, then we'll do it.
Right.
And I think, like, the thing that worried me the most was it's so close to my spine.
Right. Well, and the good and the bad of it is that the spot that is growing in your lungs that is near your spine is actually still relatively small. So the risk that they run is that you go through the pain and the discomfort of that whole thing only for them to not even get it.
Yeah.
So you could run the risk that you do all of that for nothing, really.
Mm-hmm.
So if they end up needing to do it, the good and the bad of that part would be that it would likely be bigger, which means they would have much more of a high success rate getting the tissue that they needed.
And so the question was, for
one last thing, at least for now.
Right, from my side was, so this one and my brain were the Tagrisso that I'm on, which is my chemo that I take every day at 8 o'clock. Those who are around me know at 8 o'clock everyone screams, "It's 8 o'clock! Take your pill!" It's almost 8 o'clock, no. So that held these off. So how did this grow? Mm-hmm. And she said, well, remember, your cancer transformed. So this tumor now, instead of being the non-small cell, could have also transformed to small cell.
Right. And that's what we don't know because you don't have the biopsy. And the fact of the matter is, even though the chemo is really intended for the small cell, it can also still work on the non-small cell. So again, if the chemo works, having the exact pathology from the tumor doesn't really matter. If it's working, you go with it. Right. So if it's not working, then we need more information, and then that's when the biopsy may be necessary. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Last time the chemo kicked ass.
But she also said the last time my brain tumor was not there because the Tagrisso had shrunk it.
Right.
And so we don't know if this will...
how the chemo will
work on the tumors that are there, and there are a lot. The biggest one is 6 millimeters, like 6, 5, 4, 3, and then the others, I don't know what they are, but so, and they're all over the place. Yeah. Like when we look, like there's some in the middle, there's high cerebellum, they're all around. So,
the only good thing is that they are all small enough that they're not actually impacting anything. It's not like you don't have fine motor skills or you can't remember words. Nice try. She likes playing this card. You guys know this. She plays this game.
I have a brain tumor.
Yeah. I'm like, Mom, you kicked my butt at Wordle just today. And Dr. Lynn's like, yeah, they're not big enough to change anything. I was like, she's on my side.
I have a brain tumor.
You can play the brain tumor card, but also they know.
Now I have 10.
Don't challenge her to Wordle. She'll kill you.
10 brain tumors.
You do. Fair. You win. I'm not fighting with you.
So anyways, I had to do something to make you laugh because that really sucks.
Tell them the funny part about Dr. Lynn calling out Dad when we're in the office. Dad tries to get in his little one-liners when we're in these visits because it's hard. Awful. And at one point he said something and then she said something right back and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm not even letting you get in your little jokes here today. And like she like took a step back, like, let me let you have your moment making all your punny little jokes.
Yeah. He's a piece of work. But and like I said, my people have asked right now, like, do you want to have the chemo? Like, what do you... And yes, I do. And yes, I will have the radiation, even though I know I worked in radiation oncology with Dr. Willers, Dr. Kachnik, Dr. Hong. I worked with Dr. Shipley. I worked for the head of the physics department there, Dr. Chen. So, I mean, I know, and that's a problem because... Well, first of all, I'm really happy that Dr. Willers likes me because he could fry my brain. Second of all, because I know what happens in there. It's a lot because I know what happens in there. And so
The only thing I'm hoping, though, is that you worked there quite a long time ago at this point, and medicine changes so quickly, even every couple of years. So maybe somehow it's...
Yeah, I'm still going to be strapped to the table with
You're
a
going to
mask
be
on.
strapped to a table. I mean, it's not going to be a picnic, but maybe it's faster. Maybe it's different in a way that you can't anticipate yet.
Yeah.
So we're
It really
going to cross that
doesn't
bridge
matter.
when we get there. No, it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's...
Well, and I said the reason that I want to... Garrett is graduating 8th grade in the end of May. And last summer he said to me, Graham, you went to Riley's graduation, right? And then you knew what that meant. That, you know, we didn't know if I would be there for his. And so I just said to him, well, buddy, we'll make that my goal. We'll make that my goal. And but I didn't know that it was going to really be a very high goal to achieve. And so Dr. Lynn said that we're going to shoot for June. We got some babies, 2 babies coming in June. We got 1 coming in April. Mm-hmm. So all those things I want to see.
Yeah.
And be at. And so that's why we're doing it. So... yeah, so if you have something that you want on your bucket list with a twist, you better get it in quick because, I don't know. And she also said, this is going to be going. We're going to be losing the blue hair.
Oh, that was one of the ones Dad tried to get in. He was talking about painting your head and making you the new Blue Man Group, and she just kept talking. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they know, but Grammy thought that... she told everyone at her assisted living that when my hair came in after losing it, that it came in blue.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, she did. And she believed it.
And she said, you told me that. And I'm like,
sure didn't.
Don't think I did, but I'll let you, I mean, that's fine, Graham, but... yeah. And she's like, oh, I told everyone that your hair came in blue. I'm like, oh, you know, I don't know what to say.
I also don't know that they believed her.
No, they probably did. Well, who knows? They might have.
Who knows? She believed it.
Yeah, she really did think it came in blue. But it's going to be gone again, so that's the news.
That's the news.
I don't know if I have any other news. I think that's it. But... so you can look good with cancer on the outside.
Yeah.
And I mean, I tell everyone I'm on the ice cream and prednisone diet. So I think I'm probably going to end up being on that a little longer because I couldn't have my... yeah. And I'm not going to be able to have it again now. So... yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, your oncologist is going to talk to your rheumatologist and see what the plan is for that.
Yeah, they have a call with me on the 16th, I think.
Tuesday, I think.
Yeah. So we'll probably still be on. I was supposed to start on that day that I went to the hospital the rest of the prednisone taper. But I didn't. But
without the infusion.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So, yeah, so you can look good outwardly, but inside you're not so great, you know. So we'll take this and get all those prayers or whoever you're speaking to and get those thoughts up there and out there and get... Florence got me a year. I diagnosed this on her 1-year death anniversary. So she held off. She did what she said she was going to do it, and she gave me another year of life. So... now I'm on my own, so... maybe she just took the day off. She was partying. Tell her to get back to work. Yeah, so that's... yeah. So everybody get on your prayer lists and all the things that you do, and let's see if we can get another year out of it. Because what is this year? Yeah.
2024, back for more.
Yeah.
We didn't mean that the cancer should come back for more. Maybe we should have been more clear.
You should have named it different.
She's back for more. Nobody else is invited to this party.
And what's
2025?
Still alive! Okay.
That's what we're going for. That one is very specific.
We'll do that one.
Okay.
All right, that's the motto. Oh, no, we have Millie's motto.
What's Millie's?
For
5 or 4?
No, she wrote it on a card. Oh. Run over there and grab that flower card there. It's on the island. Everybody in their family each took a spot on this beautiful card to write in Jeff's family, Melissa, and I guess they went up and down aisles to find this card, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's all like butterflies flying.
That's cool.
And so, you know, they all wrote, "Love you, Mom. Stay strong. I love you so much. I hope you get well." And then Millie writes, "I hope you feel like your best self."
Wow.
I love
like
you.
Your best self.
So I have to be my best self. It's my motto for the year.
All right.
Yeah. And then Melissa wrote, "You are a strong woman. Keep fighting." And Riley wrote, "I love you so much. You will get through this." I can't see that.
I know it.
Oh, I know it.
I know it.
Love, Riley. So, yeah. So it was really beautiful. But, yeah.
That's cool.
Feel like your best self. And Jeff was like, "What does this mean? Am I supposed to read like this word and this word and this up and down?"
Like lines, yeah.
I go, "No, she just says feel like your best self."
Your best self. All right.
That's it,
Can
folks.
you work on that?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll try to remember to do an update video after chemo and the next round of scans or whatever it is when there's something to share.
Yep. That's it.
All right.
Love you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.